So imagine you're working in a job where you're taking care of people who are slowly losing the ability to care for themselves. And suddenly one day you realize that if you don't make some changes in your own life, it potentially could be you in the same situation as them. What would you do in that? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to talk to Mitchell Carr today. So Mitchell, thanks for joining us on Crew Talk.
Yeah.
Let's start off in the very beginning. Where were you born? What was your family like? Where'd you grow up? That kind of thing.
Yeah, so I was a missionary kid, so I grew up in Japan most of my life, born there, lived there till senior year of high school. So very much accustomed to Japanese culture, came back to the States kind of for the first time for like an extended amount of time. I've got three siblings, all very close in age. My parents live locally. My family all lives locally, so I get to see them a lot. But yeah, kind of interesting, like two different cultures growing up. I got to experience both. It's kind of similar to military backgrounds, I feel like, in that way of constantly moving around and everything.
So how long did you live in Japan?
Total of close to 15 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much my whole life, yeah.
So all the way, okay. And your siblings, are you the oldest, the middle?
I'm the third. I've got an older brother, an older sister, and then a younger sister. We're all 2 years apart.
Okay. All right.
So.
But you're all pretty close in age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 30, 28, I'm 26, and then my younger sister's 24.
Okay. Oh, so like every 2 years.
Yeah, literally, it's like they planned it. It's like they planned it.
my kids were born 84, 86, and 88.
Nice.
So,
okay, cool.
Every 2 years.
Yeah.
So what about your parents? So your dad was a missionary.
Yep.
Was he like? Did they have a church or what?
Yeah. So my parents moved there about 10 years before I was born. They started a church in southern Japan, closest to like Okinawa, the base. That's kind of the closest. It's like in the middle of nowhere, Japan, if you can imagine. But yeah, so they had a church for about 15 years, and they started another church about 2 hours away, still southern Japan.
Okay, all right. And what was that like growing up? So were there other Americans around, or were you like the only? Did you go to like a Japanese school, or?
I did not go to a Japanese school. I did not want to be the only white kid at a Japanese school. There's no really other Americans in our town. It's like Japan's like 99.9% Japanese, or I think it's somewhere close to that. So very few. I mean, you have to go to Tokyo or like the bigger cities. There's a lot more Western influence now, but growing up, it was basically just us. So I was homeschooled, and my other siblings were braver than me, and they decided to go to Japanese school.
Really?
But I just was like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
All my friends are Japanese, so it wouldn't have been an issue. But when you're 7, you don't want to be, made fun of or whatever. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it a really rural area? Is it like farming?
Yeah, so really it was really picturesque actually. Our entire community was rice fields, mountains. You know, Japan's 80% mountains, so you kind of have the mountains in your backyard, the ocean in the front, really pretty. The most recent place we lived, all of our neighbors were orange farmers, so it's just like orange groves all around us. And then we were like the only family that didn't know anything about oranges, but we got lots of free oranges out of it. So.
Okay. And what kind of, did you eat like Japanese food, or did you eat mainly American food, or?
Growing up, we kind of had a mix of both. I still think Japanese food is the best food in the world. I'm very, very biased. But my family ate a lot of like American food as well. So we kind of have both of them. It's mostly like, it's hard to get, ingredients, like Japanese ingredients while living here, and it's hard to get like more American ingredients while living there as well.
It's kind of a healthier diet, isn't it? I mean.
Yeah. And actually, like, looking at the obesity rates there is like so low. Yeah, it's very healthy culture, very healthy food. So I think they have the longest life expectancy of any country in the world right now. It's like 88 years, I think.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so you think you kind of carried some of those habits into your life now? I mean.
I'd like to say, well, when I first moved back, no, I think I gained 15 pounds in the first 2 months of being back here. Yeah.
Okay.
I worked at a mom and pop ice cream shop as soon as I got back, and I partook in all of the dairy and the fast food stuff. So I think I've kind of mellowed out a little bit now. I think it's just when you're around, like when you first get like, so much around you, you're like, oh, I gotta, go crazy. But yeah, I've mellowed it out now a little bit, which is nice.
Okay. So why did your parents, did they move right back from Japan to Ohio, or?
Yeah, my dad's from Cedarville. His parents have lived in Cedarville for 60 years, so it was just a natural, like, we wanted to go to high school, not do homeschooling anymore. So moved back into a small town, Cedarville, and my dad's from here, so we knew a lot of people, and it was just a pretty natural move actually. I thought it'd be a lot harder after not being here for so long. But yeah, it was awesome. The transition was actually really smooth.
Yeah. So so you finished in American high school then, and then where'd you go to college?
Went right across the street to Cedarville University.
Okay.
There's, on one side's the high school, one side's the university.
And what'd you major in?
Nursing.
Nursing.
Yep.
So are you an RN now or?
Yep. RN at Soin Medical Center here in Beaver Creek. So ER nurse, and I've been there for 3 years.
So what attracted you to that? I mean,
I think I've learned that I like a lot of complex, high stress situations. I like to work through. I like to problem solve. I think I'm a lot more of an adrenaline junkie at this point than I've ever been. So I like to. It's a really cool job. I mean, you get really crazy situations where you're literally saving lives. And some days, it's super mellow, and the craziest emergency is a broken bone for somebody. So I like that it's always changing. And I think when I was in school, I saw that as the most exciting option. And I've actually never wanted to do anything else in the whole time I've been doing it.
So when you're going through nursing school, they put you in a lot of different situations, right? I mean, like, because you can go into any sort of field or something, right?
Yeah.
How did they move you through so you could try different things?
So you kind of, semester by semester, you're put into a hospital in a certain department. So, for example, you might be in like the mental health floor. You might be in, I did time in a labor and delivery floor. Not my thing, but did it. You do just a regular medical surgical floor. You do pediatrics. You do geriatrics, so like mostly the nursing homes. So you kind of get exposure to everything, and you can kind of make your determination from there. I did like some surgery time, but I think the thing that stood out to me most was the emergency room, and I think they put you in one thing at a time, so you can kind of see what you might be interested in.
Right. And the ER is it for you?
Man, I think so. Yeah, it's kind of like, I think ER, the branch of ER is appealing to me. I'd love to kind of pursue flight nursing in the future, like in the chopper, kind of first responder stuff. I feel like that would be awesome. But for now, I'm just really content. I think it's the greatest job. I really love it, and I think that's awesome to be able to say that about your first job.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're a fit guy. I know you're a good runner. I know you're a really solid runner. So let's talk a little bit about your athletic background. Growing up in Japan, I guess did they play Little League? Did they have those kinds of options and stuff?
They do a lot of soccer. They do a lot of martial arts. Basketball is becoming really big, and then baseball is big there as well. Yeah. I was in the public school system, and you kind of have to do a lot of like the organized sports. So a lot of my athletic background growing up was a pickup game of soccer here and there. A lot of my friends, we'd, after their school, after my school, we'd go to the park and we'd just play a pickup game of soccer till it's funny, like in Japan, they have a little radio that plays across the whole town when it's time for the kids to go home.
Really?
It's like this little jingle that plays, and you're like, okay, guess it's time to go home. So like we'd play it up until then, and I just grew up doing that. That was pretty much it athletically. When I moved back to the U.S. for a year in 8th grade, I did middle school track, and then moved back to Japan and really didn't do a whole lot athletically since then. Oh, okay. So yeah, kind of steep drop off, but. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you were in high school, you didn't play any sports or college?
No. Yeah, I really did not. I honestly have never really done, before CrossFit, I've really never done anything athletic before ever. So
you told the story about you were working and you were taking care of patients. Was this during COVID, I guess, or?
Yeah, so I was in school during like the height of COVID. So shut down, trying to organize clinicals, trying to avoid COVID patients, but every patient's a COVID patient, so being exposed to that, but then also just coming out of COVID, 2022 was when I graduated, so we still had some of that residual craziness of hospital policies having to change every week, and how do we take care of this crazy surge of patients. So I kind of came out of COVID, but still a lot of the busyness of COVID, but that was how I kind of started my nursing career, and it slowly mellowed out a little bit.
So where was it you realized that you saw patients that were really kind of degrading them and came to believe that you had to do something to take care of your own health?
Yeah. So I was about a week into, like literally a week into nursing, and a lot of like it's a funny joke amongst nurses, but like just you literally break your back trying to, a lot of people are very overweight and you have to clean them and they're very total dependent and you have to move them around. And my back was hurting about a week in. I'm like, I'm 23, my back should not be hurting.
Yeah.
And then also a lot of times I'd see patients coming in for liver cirrhosis or on dialysis or heart failure, and they're 45, 50 years old. And I think it was a combination of me starting to have like issues physically, like my back's hurting, and I have no real cardiovascular health. And then seeing these patients that were like, had basically never been healthy their whole life, and now at age 50, we're looking at maybe a 2-3 year lifespan if they were lucky. And I think it just hit me all at once. I was like, wow, what's really stopping me from becoming like this? I'm not doing anything right now to really prevent that. And I really became passionate on preventative health. I think that's a topic that's becoming more mainstream, but it's traditionally, I feel like medicine's kind of looked at your health as like, once you have a problem, let's fix it. But really, I think I was starting to realize like preventative measures are more important than anything.
Yeah.
So it just kind of hit me over the course of a couple of years, and I realized I got to change.
I mean, it's kind of like, because you work in the health industry, the people you're going to be coming into contact are the people who are in poor health, because like you said, everything is reactive in American medicine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, you wait until something breaks until you start to do anything to fix it.
For sure.
And the reality is, it's 20 years before that you need to do something,
absolutely,
to prevent that from ever getting into that point,
Absolutely.
It's one of the things that I kind of lament sometimes. I wish I had, luckily I made some changes when I was in my 40s, but had I done that when I was in my 20s, how much better could I have been?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So what was your thought process then? You said, well, I got to do something. Okay, well, what do I do?
Yeah. So I mean, I'd looked at my life, and I mean, I'd been going so throughout college, I kind of like went to the gym here and there. There was no structure. I mean, I did the same, 3 sets of 10 bicep curls and stayed the same weight probably the whole 4 years. I mean, I never got better.
Yeah.
Had gained a few pounds throughout college. There was no like even staying even. We had just gone a little bit less in health. So I was like, I have to do something more organized. And I think my friend Tim O'Donnell was like, hey, I just joined CrossFit. And he said that at the time I was like looking for some kind of exercise program or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I feel like CrossFit's kind of intense and crazy, but I mean, if Tim can do it, maybe I can. Competitive nature comes out. Like, okay, if Tim's doing it, then why can't I do it?
Yeah.
So he invited me, and I came. I was just like, I guess I'll try it out. Because really, what do I have to lose?
And speaking of intense and crazy, what was your first workout?
My first workout was ring muscle ups, and I think it was power snatches.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was just like, literally, what are we doing? And it was a bunch of really experienced people that happened to be at that class. It was a 3:30 class with Patrick, and everybody seemed to like have it down, and I'm like at the very base level holding the rings, trying to like figure out how to like turn my body over. And I was like, this is embarrassing. I don't know what I'm doing. But it kind of set off a competitive fire in me, I think, to like, okay, well, they've learned how to do this,
right, and
I clearly can too if I just stick at it. So
yeah, I remember my first class. I was terrible, okay, and it was like complete failure. But I saw all these things that I was terrible at, and I thought there's goals everywhere, and that's what I was looking for, was something to work towards, you know, because I had no direction, and it was like, man, I can try to get better at this, and I can try to get better at this, and and it was like exciting because I knew there was lots of opportunities for improvement.
Absolutely, So
yeah.
Definitely felt that even on the first day. And I loved that they gave you like, okay, you don't have to do this complete movement now. Let's start at the very basics, and you just work on that. And it was like, okay, if I bite off a little bit at a time, I can get there.
Yeah. So it's the idea of, I'm gonna beat this, and a lot of things that, there were, even in the beginning, there were things that I thought, well, I'll probably never be able to do that, but that I'm getting closer to all the time now. So.
Yeah, same. Definitely feel that. I feel like there's been like a list of movements I want to get better at or, accomplish. And like starting 2 years ago, it was like double unders. I want to get a bar muscle up. I want to get all these things. And slowly, that list is getting shorter, which is really, really cool.
And do you have a ring muscle up, or you've been very close to a ring muscle up?
I randomly got one during a warm up. About 5 months ago, and I have never gotten it since. That is like the elusive bar that I'm just trying to get to. But I just randomly got one, and then it's never been ever since. So we're working on it.
Yes,
we're working on it.
Yes, absolutely. So what do you think is what have you learned so far is like being kind of the secret to CrossFit?
I think that I've always heard consistency with working out is the greatest way to improve. Even if you don't have a crazy killer workout, even if you show up and you're like, wow, that was just not great, but I think at least I moved. I think consistency has been the greatest help for me. When they started the Committed Club last year, I jumped on that because I was like, listen, this is a way I can actually set a target goal for myself, a calculated goal, and I know it's going to pay off in the end. And it is crazy. I think the improvement in my abilities at CrossFit have just exponentially increased when I started coming and saying I'm going to come at least 16 times a month. Yep. And before that I was coming like 8 or 9. So like, I mean, if you do the math, that's like double the amount of workout. So of course it's going to get better.
Yeah.
But absolutely. It was awesome to see just, on paper, like this is literally how you get better, and you're demonstrating it by being consistent, and the payoff is already improved. Like I feel like I'm the fittest I've ever been in my life, which you could argue there wasn't really a huge benchmark before. But I feel better. And also going back to just how I feel at work, my back doesn't hurt anymore, even with all these complex powerlifting movements where there's, fear that you're going to do something wrong or tweak it or something. But I genuinely feel healthier, more energetic than I've ever felt before. And I think it's all contributed to the consistency of, showing up and just being willing to move and work hard, and even when you're not feeling like it.
Yeah, I think one of the things CrossFit's taught me is how to better put my body in position when I'm doing work, so that if I'm trying to lift something, I get my legs in the right position, I brace my back,
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And those are things that if you're not really trained in how to do that, and then you're trying to lift like a human being, which is an odd thing to try and do.
Yeah.
It's hard to get yourself, to protect your own body when you're trying to do that kind of work. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very practical, very functional.
And now, have you ever trained in running or anything? Because I mean, you are definitely a good runner.
Middle school track that 1 year. That's my only. I don't know. It makes me actually think about like, had I actually pursued this, maybe I wonder, what I could have. Like in high school, like what it would have been like. But
sure.
Yeah, no, never trained. I was really happy the first running workout we did because I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is like this is my thing, So never trained besides that middle school year that I ran. But I have done a couple half marathons the past year because I was like, oh, maybe I'm good at running, so maybe I can try that. So the goal is a marathon this year, and I want to also hopefully do a half marathon and kind of beat my previous time. So.
Okay. Are you going to train for the full marathon or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to.
Right.
I feel like, the last half marathon, I ran it and then worked all night that night. And I hadn't really trained for the half. And I don't think I've ever been in so much pain for the whole week after. So I'm like, I'm going to train this time.
Yeah.
So 1, I can hopefully do better, and 2, not be so sore.
It's just like anything. You got to put the work in beforehand,
Yeah, you got to.
And a full marathon especially, I mean, I know a lot of people that have, jumped off the couch and went and done a full marathon. Probably not, a half marathon.
Yeah.
And gotten away with it. I think a full marathon is a different beast.
No, though. Yeah. I think you'd unfortunately end up in the hospital. And people have.
Yeah.
It's always funny. Air Force Marathon, I always get a few visitors in the ER from that one. So.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah.
So you work as a nurse. You have an odd schedule, I would guess, right?
I do. Yeah, it changes every week. So my schedule's 3 12-hour shifts a week, and then I get 4 days off, which you ask any nurse, and that's the greatest schedule you can ever have. Yeah. It's incredible. So I just finished a couple shifts earlier this week, and now I'm on this 3-day stretch where I'm not working. So it's incredible. I love it.
So when you get your work schedule for the week, do you look at it and immediately think, okay, well I can go to the 10:30 class here and I can go to the 7:30 class here?
That's exactly right. Yeah. I plan it out. I'm like, okay, these are the days, and I work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I miss every single class except for 5 a.m. So that's been a rude awakening to plan out which days I'm going to go to 5 a.m. And it's just the hardest battle to show up. But I'm like, I got to, because there's no other class I can go to. So yeah, I plan them out 5 a.m. or 3 p.m. or 3:30 are usually the ones I go to.
Yeah, that's the same. I'm retired and I do the same thing.
It's so fun.
I try and figure out, well, I'm going to go to this class and this class and this class.
Yep.
So, and once I've done that, then I'm committed to go.
Yep. Exactly. And it's great. And I think that way you get a little more consistency too, doing that.
Yeah, for me, it's especially important. If I'm going to do mornings, I'm better off if I do every morning. What kind of gets me every so often is I'll do an evening class and then a morning class the next day, which is almost like two classes in the same day.
I've done that one time, and there's like no rest. You feel like you're doing 2 workouts in a row.
Yeah, the well doesn't go that deep. So, yeah. So
that's so true. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing I like about the Consistency Club, and one of the reasons they started that was, we want people to see results in what they're doing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
The best way to get results is to be consistent.
It's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
and to get enough training in, and 4 classes a week, which is 16, which is the Consistency Club or the Committed Club, is kind of that ideal measure for you to get. Still going to give you a chance to get some rest days in there. But also going to get you enough work that you're going to get the results that you really want to see.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
it's been good. It's funny when I started that compared to before, how many times I actually come now.
Yeah. So you had snatches and muscle ups the first class that you went to. What would you say now are your favorite movements? Is it gymnastics? Is it the cardio?
I would say if I had like an ideal workout, it would be a 400-meter run, and you come in and you do like 10 bar muscle ups. That would be like the dream.
400-meter run and 10 bar muscle ups. How many rounds?
I'd say 5.
Because we're getting ready to do the programming for November.
Okay, put it on there.
It's 5 rounds?
5 rounds.
That's 50 bar muscle ups total.
Yeah, it would suck, and I probably couldn't do it. But it would be those are my favorite. I think bar muscle ups are fun.
Because immediately you say that, I think Coach Ryan, if I write that down, he's immediately going to say, that's 50, right?
Yeah, it's so true.
He's going to be the first person to say something.
It's so
like
true.
That.
Yeah.
Although Ryan could probably do that.
Oh, he could totally do it.
He could totally do that.
Oh yeah. And his 400 would be like a sprint. He'd still sprint it and do it unbroken.
Yeah. Okay. So 5 rounds, 10 bar muscle ups, 400-meter run.
That would be the dream.
Okay. All right. Well, don't be shocked if that doesn't come up in November.
Okay.
So
I'm ready. I would love that. Except now we're going into winter, so running will be hard. But
hey, we can still run in November,
I do.
Yeah. It was what was it? A couple of years ago, we did sprints in December one time when it was like.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you factor in the weather when you're programming, or is that just a hope and a prayer that it?
I say I generally do.
Okay.
Yeah. I generally. Yeah, I probably won't program a lot of running in December. Although, every so often I think you got to throw something in there, right? Because, you should be able to go out and run,
That's true.
Greg always tells the story when he went to CrossFit Roots and he was doing a workout and it was like -4 degrees and they were running outside,
So bad.
And he's like, everybody ran.
Your lungs are like killing. That's so funny.
Yeah. Well, Ashley Zielinski always says that she loves to run in the cold. I don't know about that cold. But
yeah, I feel like I hibernate in the winter from running.
Yeah, I don't like running in the cold at all. Yeah. Anytime you can feel your nose hairs starting to freeze every time you inhale. Yeah, it's too.
And you come in here coughing the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah. Do you remember Coach Amy? We had a coach here for a while, Amy.
Yeah, she coached one class I think that I went to.
Okay.
I always it's funny. She kind of was showing me deadlift form, and I think about it a lot. The one class.
Really?
Yep.
We were doing the B17 one time, which is back squats and running, and I stopped to grab my hoodie when I was going out to run, and she screamed at me and told me I didn't need it.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's some of the things you remember, but
yeah.
I think that's about all the questions I had
Nice.
to think of to ask you. Is there anything that I didn't ask you about, or anything that you want to throw in? Any shout outs to Tim for helping to
Shout out
save your
to
life?
Tim. Tim saved my life physically, mentally, And he just got married. So shout out to Tim.
Congratulations to
Congratulations
Tim.
to Tim.
We're gonna have to do an episode with him.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
That is something to say though. I mean, why don't you invite one of your friends? I mean, it's one of the things. I mean, we all know people.
That's true.
I do all the time. I talk to people, but I talk to people my age, and they're all like, "Oh, that's too crazy. I can't do that." Although I'm like, "Hey, yes, you can."
That's true. Yeah, living proof.
Yeah. I mean, I know people that my age that are fitter than me, but they're intimidated to come in and do something like this. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, man, there's always like a way you can do the workout. You don't have to do it as prescribed. You can always scale, and that's what I keep telling my friends that are intimidated, that they will find something that works for you regardless of your fitness level.
Yeah. I mean, I heard a guy the other day. I was talking because I'm doing PT, and Josh had mentioned to me. He said, "Well, you guys get some people in here who don't look, athletic." which was I took it as a compliment, because it's like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we do have kind of a nice cross section of what people are, So
yeah,
but
absolutely.
All right, well, Mitchell, I really appreciate you taking the time, coming to sitting down with us, and sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
All right.